Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. One thing you'll notice right now about the ES, we've seen a very bullish finish to last month, July, perhaps one of the most bullish months we've seen so far year to date outside of March. And on the first trading day of the new month here, we basically saw a digestive day, sideways price action, 2-day narrow range, and here we are today testing 2-day lows, just below the previous session's low. Now keep in mind we've been in a near-term uptrend, short-term bull trend here to the upside above the 8-period average, higher value relationship month to month, pushed through the FOMC key level newly minted last Wednesday. Any pullback right here could be an opportunity for bulls to defend and look to continue this thing higher. We've seen this key range develop here at the bottom of the range recently. We've gotten our upside break. We're sitting at the 50% extension. The next extension above would be 4261. That would be your 100% target here. We also have the upper end of the recent range here and the FOMC key level above. That's 4186. So right now, even if we're seeing a bit of early weakness this week, we could settle into a low for the week either today or Wednesday that could lead to a continuation up Wednesday through Thursday. Very similar to last week. This was Monday, Tuesday. This was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And right now, Monday and Tuesday are looking very similar to last week before we saw a rally. The week before that, this was Monday. This was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Before that, we saw a little late, early week weakness followed by a continuation higher off of a rejection Thursday, Friday. So right now, again, this could be an opportunity for bulls to defend, and you see a nice continuation up. Now, that would be under normal circumstances. Obviously, we've been a very bearish trend. You can notice here again, since the beginning of the year, weakness off any rally here. Weakness after this rally here. Now we've seen this rally. Are we about to see another point here where we get trapped, bulls get trapped, and we see another massive rotation downward? This is very similar to the way that price behaved in March, just before we saw that major pullback in April into June. So that was a massive 3-month decline. Are we about to see that again? As of right now, taking it one step at a time here, watching to see how prices play off of the previous session's low, 40.97, and also looking to see if we can find a strong low early in the day that could lead to a continuation higher. If we take a look here at the NQ, similar price action. We've seen a little bit of a pullback in the previous session here, a doji day at these highs. And this is after strength. So again, uptrending market here. Right now we're testing prices below the previous session's low. We could be looking at a bit more weakness here ahead, but can we find a pivot low early this week? If so, very similar to last week, we could look at a strong finish heading into the end of the week, and we could be looking at the 100% extension. That's 13,455s. Again, the key range that developed down at these lows, we've seen an upside break. We've held the top end of the range, and we're now sitting at the 50% extension. Again, if this thing can pull back, we can find ourselves an early strong low for the week, there could be a swing continuation up that takes you as high as 13,455. Again, that would be a modestly or optimistically bullish approach here. As you know, any pullback, you get a modest continuation up, but knowing we're still in a downtrend that's trying to turn over right now. Very bearish downtrend. If you look at the upper end of the range up here, very similar to about where we are. Here's the lower edge of the range. Are we about to see a failure here at 13.1, 13.2 that leads us back down within the range? Or is this finally a time where we can get a pullback and extend this move to the upside? So this is a big time point in the chart right now. 13.1, 13.150, very important. Can price push through that level? Can we get a pullback and shoot higher through that zone? We will see early this week if we can find that low. Taking a look at crude oil right now. Crude oil sitting right at the previous week's low price. The previous week's low is right at 2-week lows. It's also at the last quarter's low, and we're sitting right on significant support at the 93s. The previous couple days we saw a failed high and a big push down yesterday. Right now holding at these lows in a very narrow range, 48% of ADR range. This market's been averaging over 4 points per day of range, and right now we're at 213. So we could look to see a little bit more range here ahead. Now looking at this support, 93 is very significant. If you bring this back, it's been support for quite a while. Can we get a rejection of this zone and bounce it back up toward 101? Or is the downtrend firmly intact and we're about to see a continuation down? If we break down, 85s could be ahead, 87s could be an easy target as well. 87.22 is the FOMC key level, a naked level that likely needs to be filled at some point. So 93, big time level. If it can hold, perhaps we bounce a little higher here within the range. A failure to hold that level and we start to see that downward expansion. Taking a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is down about 1%. This is going to be a big one here to watch. We have a kind of a rounded bottom that is developed here. We've seen this thing step higher with some higher highs and some higher lows, and we are building quite a bit of energy. This thing is knocking on the door to 25K after holding the 20K level, 19K. It's not bad. There's quite a bit of energy in here regardless of direction though. If price comes into this midpoint right there of the previous month, which also happens to be the FOMC key level from Wednesday, if we fail at that level, it opens up another aggressive decline ahead. So that's going to be a major level at 21,650. If this thing can pull back and find a low, perhaps we can see another round of strength up ahead within this uptrending move here on a short-term basis. Otherwise, failure to hold this support, failure to hold 21, and you start to look very similar to back here where it tried to go up, it failed and dropped. It's trying to go up. If it fails, we see another drop ahead. So big time zone right here above 25K could open up a little bit more upside ahead. Taking a look lastly at ETH Futures right now, this one's down 3%. 3% right now. ETH been a bit more bullish here than Bitcoin overall. You can see how strong the move has been off the lows. The 1,000 move up to 1,800, a big time percentage move. The push through the top of this narrow range here, and then the pullback to hold that zone and shoot to new highs. Very strong movement overall. Again, higher value relationship heading into the new month, and we're seeing that pullback into the pivot range below. You got your FOMC key level below that as well. So very similar here to the rest of the market, that if this pullback can find itself a low, can it find itself some low here? If so, we may see a turnaround and try to rally yet again. Again, we may still be a little bit of a ways away from seeing a significant recovery here, but this is the first attempt here to step higher on the pivot range and use it as a stepping stool to new highs, perhaps back into the previous range above, which takes you 1,800 to about 2,200. So are we about to get back into that range? Again, 1,400 is the previous month's midpoint. That's going to be a big time level to watch. If we come into that zone and fail, a break there opens up new lows very, very quickly. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.